Welcome back, everybody. We're here for part 2 of the Civic Type R build.
Yeah, and today we want to get both suspensions on and have the car on the ground and maybe even running today.
Yep, so stay tuned.
Alright, so for the front here, what we really need to take off, so we already got the brake and rotor off, but the main thing that is bent, which is making it not drive straight, and the wheel like crooked, is this lower control arm. So we're going to need to change this out. It's only a couple bolts, so it shouldn't be too bad, and this doesn't look like there's any spots that are too hard to reach, so we'll get that. And then if we come to the back over here, basically the same thing back here. Lower control arm is also bent. This one's going to be, hopefully will be easier than the front one. Also a couple bolts, maybe 3-4 bolts on this, and then yeah, should be good to go. Be driving straight. Alright, so I just got the rear lower control arm off. As you can tell, it's pretty bent here and here, and it's like completely lifted up. It was only 3 bolts, so it wasn't too bad. And we got the original one right here, as you can tell. This one actually, you can tell the difference. This thing's
Should straighten out
bent,
the wheel in
yeah,
the back.
by a decent amount. And then this as well. So yeah, put this thing back in, and we'll be done for the back.
This is a little update. Got the lower arm control out. So this is the bent one right here. This is the new one. As you can see, this one is pretty bad. This is what it's supposed to look like, and that is the bent one. So we're gonna definitely need to swap that out. Also, you can see that this ball joint was ripped out during the accident. We have a new one right here that will need to be repressed, so hopefully we will get that done for tomorrow. It's getting kind of late. It was a lot more work than I thought. Had to take out most of the suspension. This actually broke, sadly, so I just ordered one from the dealer, gave them a call. Sadly, it's gonna take a week to come in for that. What else? Got the spindle taken out, and also the rear looks like it is done for the suspension. It definitely straightened out the rear end a lot, so hopefully that's all that will need. It will definitely need an alignment after that, of course, so we will wait till the car is all done and get that alignment done. So we will catch you tomorrow and hopefully put most of the suspension back in.
We're here the next day, just dropped off the ball joint to get pressed in because we don't have a press at the shop. And while we're waiting for that, I'm thinking about getting started and taking this seat apart so we can get the airbag out and get the seat re-sewn. So we hopped inside the shop, and let's get this time lapse going.
So I got the whole seat cover off. That was actually pretty difficult. Took a good amount of time and effort. So the back piece of the seat, I didn't know you could remove the whole thing until I got to above here. So it was held on by some clips right here on this side and this side. Once I popped that off, I could see all the mounting points for the actual cover. There's just plastic clips that are along these railings that it was connected on. So I popped those ones out. They look something like this. They're just clipped in onto those railings. And along the bottom, and that back plastic was held on by these 2 bolts on the bottom too, and then a few clips that go into these holes right there. So now we gotta take this to get sewn back up, get a new airbag, put it all together. Don't know how that's gonna go, but hopefully a little bit easier than taking it off. So let's go pick up that ball joint and put the suspension back together and hopefully get the car on some wheels today. Alright, so we're back from picking up the suspension piece or knuckle, spindle, I'm not even sure what it's called. We got the ball joint pressed in, as you can see right here. It looks really nice. Just got to put it back together with the rest of the suspension pieces. And I'll take you off the tripod and show you what we got to do next. So this is the piece that we just got pressed in. You can see that new ball joint or whatever it's called. This connects to right over here, the knee assembly, the spindle, however you like to call it. And once we're gonna just reattach this like so in those two spots right here. I'm gonna have this all done, and then I'm gonna want to put the new lower control arm back in, and after I do that, we'll be good to put the rest of the suspension in. So hopefully after I do that, we'll be able to drop this and put it back on some tires so it won't be on jack stands no more. So stay tuned, we're gonna get this time lapse going. Back here the next day. Unfortunately, yesterday my camera battery died, so I wasn't able to finish off recording the last few things I was doing with the suspension, but I'll take you off that tripod and I'll show you right now. So we got all of the suspension in the front back together. Unfortunately, we couldn't change out the tie rods that were bent because they haven't gotten in yet. It takes some time even from the dealer to get parts in their special order. Apparently they're a little different than the other Civic, I'm not sure, but that's what they told me at the dealership. But we got all that sorted out, and for the rear end we also got that all sorted out. There's no spare on this car, so I had to get a wheel from a Honda Pilot because they are the same bolt pattern, so I'm going to put that on for the meantime until we get all new wheels for the car. That's pretty much it for now. Let's put that wheel on and lower it and see how it looks. Alright, so we got the car lowered and it's on its wheels. Let's get the car moving. First drive. Seems like everything is working decently. So the rear tire is a little too big. Just a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find some different solution for the rear tire for a spare at the moment, because that is rubbing. That's not good. And I don't really want to use this one because it's probably not any better. But we got it moving. That's the good part. Got a lot of lights on in the dash, but this is my temporary seat. Just a little bit worse than the OEM one, but it'll do for now. Just getting it around in and out the shop. I just really wanted to get this all drivable before winter comes here in Minnesota, because winter's a little harsh here and I don't want to be working outside when I can just drive this inside the shop, put it on the lift, and start on the body work. So the last thing I want to do today is take this passenger side fender off, because every single time we open the hood it kind of hits the fender, damaged it a little bit, but it's definitely savable. So before we damage it any more than it already is, just want to take it off so we can fix it.
Thank you for joining us. I think that's going to be it for this video of part 2 of the Civic Type R build. We got a good amount of progress done, got the car on its wheels, got the suspension all figured out for the most part, and got the car rolling as you saw. Next up is probably going to start on body work. We're still waiting on parts for the interior, the airbags, just trying to find them. They're kind of difficult to find because they're Type R, the steering wheel airbag is a Type R special. But I think that's it for this video. Thank you for joining us.